So hi everyone again. Thanks for joining us today, and thank you, Valerie, for speaking. I believe this is your first time speaking at one of our events.
Yes, it is.
And it's great. Awesome. So it's great to have you, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope everyone watching enjoys your presentation as well. I'm sure it'll be great. So Valerie is a career development practitioner passionate about coaching young people along their career paths. Since 2018, Valerie has helped hundreds of young job seekers accelerate their career success with work that is aligned with their authentic selves through helping clients identify and embrace their unique skills, talents, and zones of genius. She's also a seasoned networker who enjoys connecting with people with opportunities for growth and development. Beyond career development, Valerie helps young people transform their lives by skillfully facilitating life-changing mindset shifts with warmth and compassion, turning self-doubt into self-confidence. Thanks again for speaking today, Valerie, and good luck with your presentation.
Thank you so much, Alex, for the warm introduction. Thank you so much to TorontoJobs.ca for having me speak to your audience today. I am truly honored to be here and make an impact on the lives of youth. Thank you so much for the audience for tuning in and investing the time into your personal growth and development. I truly commend you. Okay, so today we're going to be speaking about a very important topic that I am passionate about honing and owning your career story for interview success. As Alex has mentioned, I'm Valerie. I'm a career confidence coach / career development practitioner. I'm very big on personal and professional development, and I'm passionate about community engagement. Since 2018, I've helped students, new grads, and young professionals in their 20s and 30s in periods of transition build their confidence so they can go thrive in purposeful careers that are aligned with what they love. And how can I help you? How do I help you build career confidence? It's through customized coaching, presentations, and workshops that help you identify, hone, and own your unique skills, strengths, and stories to go confidently in the direction of your dreams. What is career confidence? It's knowing and being able to operate in your zone of genius and being able to combine your passion and purpose with a career plan. All right, so let's talk about honing and owning your career story for interview success. So why I decided to speak about this topic in particular is that when I was working with youth from a diverse variety of backgrounds, I noticed that a lot of youth, whether it was in mock interviews or if we were practicing for an elevator pitch, a lot of youth I noticed were having challenges on how to present themselves. They either would answer an interview question like, tell me about yourself, by reiterating or regurgitating their resume, or they would try to say something that they thought the other person wanted to hear or what they should say. And having been there myself, I think it's part of our conditioning that a lot of our career development up until this point has been about talk about your skills, your strengths, your talents, which you definitely want to do, but there is a way to do it in a very compelling way that is also going to help you build your confidence. So what is your career story? And why is this so important when it comes to interview success? So your career story is a story of how you got to be where you are today, why you want to work for the company, and why you're the right person for the job. So I'm going to talk about why telling a story is going to help really knock it out of the park for you, aside from, listing things off, because that's already on your resume. And well, they already think and know that you're qualified for the job because they invited you for the job interview. And now it's time for you to sell it to them. So we're going to use your career story to do that. Why is storytelling so important? You need to show the interviewer that you're the right candidate in a very short amount of time. And like I mentioned, in a compelling way. So a story is going to help you stand out amongst the crowd of people. And it's going to help you create that human-to-human connection. So while you may be going into the interview thinking, I'm trying to get this job, they're an interviewer, they're this big important person, they're also a human just like you. And just like a human, you want to have that connection. So your story that you tell can really build that bridge to them and help you stand out amongst the sea of candidates out there who are also brand new grads or students. And why storytelling is so important And this is my favorite part, is that it can change how you see yourself and increase your confidence. I have seen such amazing turnarounds when people really hone their career stories and own their talents and gifts. It's completely life-changing. So the objective for today's presentation is to help you get confident and prepared for upcoming interviews and answering the common interview question like, tell me about yourself, and to help you walk away with a strong and concise career story. So we'll cover why storytelling is important in an interview. We'll answer the tell me about yourself question. I'll give you some tips for that. We'll talk about the secret sauce and what it is. And I'll share 3 keys to building your career story. I'll also share mine. So how to hone and own your career story for interview success. So this is going to help you answer those common interview questions, like tell me about yourself or what motivated you to apply for this position. And you can also use this career story to, in your elevator pitch, when you develop your bio, your LinkedIn profile. So it's got many uses. All right, so of course we want to start with the basics, then add on to it. So you want to talk about who you are in a professional way. So you can talk about your professional background. If you're still in school or you're newly graduated, you can even talk about your background in your studies as a student. Who do you help? What do you help with? And what problems do you solve? So those are all part of your basic kind of personal branding statement, your elevator pitch. Such as myself, I've shared that I'm a career development practitioner. I help youth who are in their 20s, 30s, or they're students and new grads with developing the confidence so they can go towards careers that they love. So the 3 keys. Number 1 is to tell your origin story. So this is going back to where it began. I'm not talking way, way, way back to, when you were born. This isn't the time to tell your life story. However, in order to know where someone is speaking from, it's very important to know where you're coming from. And everyone has a story, including yours. So you want to talk about what got you into the field. Number 2, give the relevant rundown. So I emphasize relevant because in the interview, you want to talk about not your whole resume, your whole CV, your whole career story, but you want to talk about the things that are relevant to that particular position that you're applying to. And number 3, come full circle. So this is where you give the summary, you connect the dots, and present your career story back to the interviewer, tied up with a nice little bow, and show them that you are the right candidate for the job. All right, so let's dive into key number 1, which is telling your origin story. So remember bedtime stories? They usually began with once upon a time. So this is where you can, after laying out the basics about yourself, tell them what got you started in the career. Was it, say, when you were younger and you volunteered at a community garden and the community garden provided food and sustenance to people in the community, and in that garden you were planting tomatoes and you saw the process go from seed to plant with the help of water. So in that experience, you realized why water was so important. And that's why you want to get into the field of water treatment engineering. What is it about why you want to get in the field? Where did it all begin? Let us know your journey. And tell it in a very concise way. And the purpose of telling this origin story is, of course, to make that human-to-human connection. Connect with that person heart to heart. Everyone loves a good story. Which brings me to this point that facts tell, but stories sell. So this is a chance for you to show, but don't tell them. Okay. What I mean is that when you are telling a story about yourself, you can demonstrate your values and highlight your skills and strengths and showcase your personality spirit without saying, I am a results-oriented individual. I am a team player. I have strong communication skills. What does that actually mean, though? First of all, it kind of sounds like you're just listing off your resume. And on top of that, doesn't really give a, concise description of, what are those communication skills that you bring. But if you are able to tell a story, it's just automatically going to tell those skills for you of why you are such a consummate team player, or why you are so dedicated and passionate about what you do, because maybe you have lived experience. Maybe you've been on the other side. You've seen what it's like to struggle and feel lost. And when you tell a story, it's also a way to show that you are aligned with the company's missions and values without stating it outright. You can show that you really get them. And creating that connection, that heart-to-heart connection, it really helps with building that know, like, trust factor, which is so important when you're trying to essentially sell yourself to the audience, your interviewer. All right, so I will admit I also have this issue. So it's very important to really hone your story and avoid rambling. Otherwise, your interviewer can end up like this penguin on the right, where when you're listening to someone speak, and you can feel yourself dissociating. Hopefully, I'm not doing that right now to you guys. So it's very important to be concise and tell a very well thought out story, just like our friend Winnie the Pooh here on the right. This is one of my favorite memes. So at the very top, we've got basic, regular Winnie the Pooh, who says, I work at McDonald's. Okay, leveled up Winnie the Pooh in the tux says, I have a part-time job in a fast food restaurant. Fancy Winnie the Pooh says, I handle transactions for a multi-billion-dollar company and industry on a daily basis and help provide around $2 billion to the US economy every year. Wow, he got real fancy there. So it was great. However, there's still something missing. It's still a little dry. I'm really impressed by Fancy Winnie the Pooh and, the billions of dollars he helps to contribute to the economy every year. However, I still feel like I can't really connect with him on a heart-to-heart level. It's a little dry. And when something's dry, that is when you got to add your secret sauce. So what is the secret sauce, you ask? Well, the secret sauce is you. You are the secret sauce. You are the differentiating factor. So what is this formula for the secret sauce? How do you douse your interview in it with that appropriate spice level? Here are some passion prompts to help you formulate that saucy story. So if you have a journal with you, I would highly recommend you can even start taking some notes to help you develop that saucy story. So think about it. What is it that gets you really fired up? For example, is it protecting the environment? Is it helping youth with their career development, such as myself? Is it increasing accessibility for women in the science and technology fields? What gets you fired up, and what is it about that? So really boil it down. And that's actually how you make sauce, when you boil liquid down. And what led you to this point in your career to pursue this field? What about it? And why this company in particular? Is it because it's aligned with your missions and your own personal value? How does this company's mission and values align with yours? And what have you gone through to get to where you are? Now, this can be work or non-work related experience. It could be volunteer, school, or even lived experience. That counts big time as well. And what are some quantifiable results that you've achieved? So when you combine all those different points, so your passion and, back it up with those results you've achieved, you can have a very strong story. Another tip I want to give is that communication is also nonverbal. Did you know only 7% of communication is verbal? The rest, 93% of communication, is nonverbal. So that's your body language, your tone, your inflection. So when you speak, are you speaking with cadence, with passion? Does that come across? With energy? Remember, it's also the vibe that you bring. So you want to come in with that passion. And when you're plugged into that passion, it will naturally show in your voice. So I want you all to hone it and own it. Hone that career story and what you're passionate about, because it is amazing, it is special, and it is what the world truly needs. All right, key number 2, give the relevant rundown. Be succinct, concise, and yet detailed to the position. Ooh, this is really an art form that I am still working on myself too. I could be very wordy, I could ramble, but in an interview setting, it's very important that you be succinct, but also not leave out the details. That could be the key ingredients to that secret sauce that could help you move forward with the position. Again, share relevant, key, quantifiable accomplishments from your career story. And my favorite part is infuse your secret sauce and let your light shine. I feel like half the time it's the energy that you bring into the position, going in, that knowing that you are amazing and you are the person that they are looking for. Half the time, it's the belief in yourself that really is half the battle. All right, so remember this guy? Okay, so how can we make it more saucy? I'm going to show you using my own example, a before and after. All right, so this is before I sprinkle my secret sauce. Okay. Hello, I'm Valerie. I'm a results-oriented career development practitioner who has worked with hundreds of youth since 2018. I've worked at 2 nonprofits where I facilitated a youth networking program. In both positions, I was able to provide mentorship and guidance to youth from diverse backgrounds by partnering with various orgs and volunteers. I'm passionate about helping change the lives of young people, and I do this through career coaching. Okay, so pretty good. I mean, I love what I do, so you can see I'm still pretty energetic and bouncy talking about it. However, still a little basic. There's a lot more sauce I could bring to the table. Much like yourselves, I also have an origin story, and it means a lot to me. And I love sharing it when I'm in an interview or meeting new people because it shows how it all began. All right, so now I'm going to show you the after, and you can actually infuse a story that you've been through to demonstrate your career story. Okay, this is the after. Today, I'm a career development practitioner, CDP, passionate about serving youth from diverse backgrounds. I consider myself to be a servant leader, and it brings me the utmost joy and satisfaction to help young people develop the confidence so they can thrive in purpose-driven careers that they love. Since 2018, I've helped hundreds of youth gain the confidence to go for careers they dream of and make a difference in the world. However, before that, I actually began as a youth myself, seeking guidance from a career development practitioner myself after a long period of unemployment, where I felt lost, confused, unconfident about my skills and abilities. But thanks to the guidance of this amazing career development practitioner, I was able to gain the confidence in my skills and abilities. Not long after seeking the guidance of this practitioner, I joined an amazing youth networking and mentoring program where I was soon hired to facilitate the program and went on to help other youth with their career development. A particular incident that confirmed my passion for pursuing the field of career development was when I was facilitating a workshop on networking for a pre-employment training program where I trained youth on how to develop their elevator pitches. In this program, I met a young man who seemed a little stumped, so I approached him to see how I could help. Upon approaching him, I asked him a little bit more about himself. So he told me that he had been through the criminal justice system and had to drop out of school due to an arrest. Knowing that it wouldn't be the best idea to introduce oneself that way, like, hi, my name's La La La, I got arrested, I dropped out of school, I asked him to tell me more about himself and found out that he was passionate about the hospitality field and wanted to get into it. Using this information, I helped him redevelop a strong elevator pitch, which totally turned things around to him. Wow. I basically paraphrased to him what he had told me and changed the elevator pitch to this. Hey, my name is La La La. I'm in a pre-employment training program, and I'm very passionate about the hospitality field. And in the future, I would love to get into the field of travel and tourism to share my love of hospitality with others. With this newfound elevator pitch, he completely lit up. He had a new realization come over him. And in that moment, I realized that this young man, maybe he had never thought about himself in that positive way before. Maybe he thought of himself as good for nothing. And wow, what a moment. That was probably one of the best moments in my career. From then on, I realized that career development and helping youth with their career stories was so much more than about employment. In the weeks that followed, I saw this young man turn around completely. He was filled with joy and confidence and helping his fellow youth. At the end of the program, he was a changed person and went forth in a meaningful place of employment. Though I don't know what happened to him afterwards, and perhaps I'll never know, that moment really made me realize the value of career development on a person's character and to turn a life around. Since then, I facilitated over 44 events with over 35 mentors, impacting the lives of 200 plus youth, and continue to be involved with helping to shift the landscape of youth in Canada. Wow. Okay, that was a mouthful, but that was my career story. So if you see the big difference in the before and after and want to comment on it, please put it in the chat, and Alex will help moderate it afterwards. Okay. So that was a big turnaround from before and after. All right, so key number 3 is to tie it up with a bow. This is where you come full circle. So tie your story back to your interests and how you can benefit the company. Incorporate the company's values, mission statements, and problems that they need solving. For example, I talked about my passion for helping youth in career development, and that can benefit the company who have that issue of, needing someone who could help youth. And reiterate that you are in alignment with their values, which is, for example, helping change the lives of youth in Canada, and that you are amazing and you can help solve the problems that they're having. You want to make this focused on them. Oftentimes I'm seeing people answer, I want to be in a position where I can use my skills and interests and talents. Well, that's all great. It's like, who doesn't want to go into the job and apply their skills and talents? But what the interviewer, the company really wants is, they want to know if you are the person who can help them solve their problems with your skills and talents. So make sure that you focus your story, not just on yourself, but also how you can help the company move forward. All right, so we're boiling down towards the end. So here are a couple highlights from this presentation to really help you hone your career story. So boil it down to the necessities. So be concise, yes, succinct. Add your secret sauce. You are the key differentiating factor. With your mind, your talent, your ambition, your energy, your skills, you are the differentiating factor. Next, tell a relevant story clearly and concisely. And tie it up with a little bow. Essentially with that, you're basically like spoon feeding back to them why you're the right candidate for the position. And remember, you are the total package. You have what it takes, and maybe it's just you just need the boost of a career development practitioner or a mentor to help you realize that. And if you would like to stay connected with me, I'd love to be in touch with you. Please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I am Valerie Lay, the Career Confidence Coach, and it's my pleasure to help you develop your career confidence so you can go forward in those careers that you love. Thank you so much for tuning into my presentation.
Hi, Valerie.
Hello, Alex.
Hi. Yeah, I just wanted to jump on and say thanks for your presentation.
You're welcome.
See the chat now. There's not really any questions yet, but there is a few comments here. So Jennifer says, avoid rambling, good mention, which I know you mentioned a little bit earlier. Omaladi, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, she said, wow, love this story. Jennifer, again, thank you for the wonderful advice and sharing your career story, Valerie. And Kyle Chan says thank you as well. So lots
You're welcome.
Here. And again, if anyone has any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. Well, Valerie still has about a minute or so left, so not a lot of time, but maybe we can sneak one in. I saw that you popped your LinkedIn up on the slides. You maybe also want to throw it in chat as well. Just
sure.
Awesome. And while she's doing that, I just want to say thanks again. It was a really great presentation. Lots of great information.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear.
Yeah, there is a recording available, so if you'd like a copy, just let me know. And as well, anyone watching who'd like a copy of it, certainly get in touch with myself or Valerie as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thanks again. It was really great.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks. I'm going to hop off really quickly, but thanks again. And anyone watching, so our sessions are done for today. So the next sort of thing we have going on is our panel starting at 3:30. So that will be in a session. Thanks again, Valerie. It was great having you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Bye.